Hey everyone, Awesome Wave here. Going to do a quick tutorial on how to get PlayStation 2, 3 and 4 controllers working with background input for Final Fantasy 8, which seems to be an issue for the speedrunning community. So first thing you need to do is make sure you uninstall anything you have installed already. So if you have something like Motion Joy, but our DS3, Windows, DS4, Input Mapper, uninstall that. You can go through Google to find out how to uninstall that stuff. Once you have everything uninstalled, just get your controller, get a USB lead, plug it in. Windows will do its thing. Type in Control Panel and go to Devices and Printers. On the screen, you should see PS4 controller by default with no fancy drivers is a wireless controller. Go to Game Controller Settings, right click, Game Controller Settings, and just go to Properties, make sure everything's working. So I should be able to show these after. Next step is to go to Steam. The only thing you need to do in Steam is to go to here, Properties, and under Properties, you need to go to Controller Settings here. And this is important. Disable Steam input. This just gives you direct input from the controller directly to this game. The reason I say it's useful to do it here and not in the general settings is that you can still use your controller for other Steam games, but just for Final Fantasy 8, it will disable Steam input. Next step is to go play and go into the launcher and to settings. I just quickly opened it already just to make sure that I'm in windowed mode so you can see out of focus or whatever. Click on button 1, set the buttons to what you need them to be. What you will notice, the D-pad does not select your direction. That is okay. That is the only downside we have to this method. Go to play the game. So you need to press X to get into the main game. Let's find something on a world map. Perfect. Here we go. So, here we are, running around. Everything works, menu works, all good. Notice here, when I don't focus the window, I can still move. This is what you want. All we're missing, besides horrible music files, all we're missing is JoytoKey. So you can go to JoytoKey, JoytoKey.net. I'll put the link in the comments. Go to here, download JoytoKey. It's very simple to install. You should have no issues. Start JoytoKey. While your controller's plugged in, D-pad buttons will highlight when you press them. So I'll do it like this. You should see D-pad buttons are highlighted. Select up, press up on your keyboard. Press OK. Repeat for all the buttons. One other trick I recommend is that you use the trackpad here. Use that for X. The reason I do that is that we can get into the main menu without having to use the keyboard. We don't have to change anything else in the game. Press play. We can use the trackpad to get to the main menu. D-pad works. And we can go, let's save file again. So everything works. Unfocused on the screen. Analog works. D-pad will not work. You can actually see that it works as the keys do on the computer in the background. So you got to be careful of that. But most importantly, we can manipulate Zell Card with this. Okay, the exact same setup is a PS2 controller with a dongle connection. This is the cheapest adapter you can get off Amazon. You'll get them anywhere. There's a few bucks. Plug it into your controller, plug it in. I got 3 of these. One of them was a complete dud. The other 2 all work exactly the same as this. It's installing from scratch as I uninstalled the drivers already. Steam input disabled. Press play. You will have to go once more into the settings, menu, etc., so on and so forth. The good thing about this is that JoytoKey profile, you need to remap the exact same buttons. PS2, I don't know what you could do for mapping X. I guess you could use L3 or 3. And here we go. We can run around. We can do what we want. All the buttons work. Into the menu, out of the menu. Background input, same thing. All works. So you can read your notes, you can write emails, do whatever you want as background. Final section will be for the PS3 controller. This one is a bit different. Plug in the controller. As before, default, everything is uninstalled. This is just the Windows. First time seeing this controller. Let it do its thing. What we need to install for PS3 controller is SCP Toolkit, which you'll find here. I'll put the link in the description. Click download. Here it is. And I will actually install this on stream. Agree to the things. Okay. Just install. I checked it already. And we just have to select in the drop down. All this stuff comes here. There's quite a few things involved with this. Run the driver installation. Yes. And here we go. All I need is this. And I just want controller. And that's it. That's all I need. Install. And I'll fast forward this also. Okay. Everything has been, you get a little notification. Everything is installed. Like before, we will go to control panel, devices and printers. And there we go. It has been found. Just took a second. Game controller settings, properties. Everything should work. The difference between this and PS4 and PS2 controller is that the trigger buttons are on the Z-axis. So we need to map them separately. Exactly the same setup as before inside in JoytoKey. So find the trigger button. This is 11 for me. It might not be 11 for you. So just take care. 11, 12. Boom, 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 boom. For 11, it's D and F. So D and F. They are the default keys for Final Fantasy 8. Same with the D-pad. Map the D-pad. Double click this. Up, enter, right, down, and left. We get all these. We'll use this. X. Okay. Perfect. Close JoytoKey. Go back to Steam. Settings. Controller. Do the same thing. Remap the buttons whichever way you like them. Press OK. Play the game. So I had set X to the L3. That gets me into the game. I have every button working. Continue. Slot 1. Timber. Sure, why not? Here we are in Timber. Can move around. Can open the menu. Close the menu. Background input. Analog works. Buttons all work. D-pad will not work. As you can see in the background again, I can use the D-pad to go up and down the things on the background. L and R will not work in background input. So it's not as good as the PS4 or PS2, but you should be focused on the screen when you're in a fight anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. The most important thing is it works for Zell manipulation, so we can run away here. Perfect. Okay, it might have been a bit long-winded. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this video down yet, but I hope that will help someone out there.